Have you ever found yourself hesitating to make plans with friends or worrying about being too far from a restroom? If so, you're not alone. Many people over 70 feel that unsettling sense of uncertainty when it comes to bowel regularity. Constipation can sneak into your life, causing discomfort, bloating, and sometimes even embarrassment. Yet the very real embarrassment surrounding this topic often keeps us from talking openly about solutions. When we don't talk about it, we miss out on key insights that could bring genuine relief. That's why we're here right now, to explore a range of simple yet powerful ways to ease constipation safely and comfortably, so you can get back to enjoying life without worrying about that next urgent trip to the bathroom. Some folks chalk up constipation to just one of those things that happen with age. But the truth is, you do have influence over how your body responds to the shifts and changes that naturally come with getting older. Addressing constipation matters not just for comfort, but also for your overall well-being. If you're spending too much time feeling tense and bloated, it can affect your energy levels, disrupt your sleep, and even discourage you from staying active. By finding a sustainable, gentle solution, you're taking an important step toward preserving your independence, reducing discomfort, and ensuring that your golden years are filled with vitality and engagement. The journey we'll cover isn't about a quick fix or promising miracles. It's about practical, time-tested fiber supplements that can help you stay regular and feel lighter, while also respecting your body's unique needs. We'll walk through 5 carefully considered types of fiber supplements that many seniors have found helpful. More than that, we'll talk about misconceptions that might hold you back, realistic success stories from people just like you, and specific steps to help you decide if one of these options is right for your situation. By exploring these proven solutions, you'll also discover an approach that could ease other nagging concerns, like the fear of traveling too far from home, or that nagging sense that something isn't quite right in your daily routine. I'm here not as a medical provider, but as someone who has seen how the right kind of dietary adjustments and sometimes supplements can make a significant difference in an older adult's life. This information is based on broad research, observations from health professionals, and personal experience helping seniors navigate digestion challenges. Before trying anything new, it's always a good idea to consult with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on specific medications or dealing with other health concerns. Still, I hope these insights will serve as a valuable starting point, offering alternatives you might not have considered yet. Stay with me as we explore 5 fiber supplements that have helped countless seniors regain comfortable digestion. Each recommendation will come with practical tips on how to start slowly, track results, and make sure you're setting yourself up for long-term success. By the end, you'll feel more confident about choosing a path that fits seamlessly into your life. If you've ever found yourself feeling frustrated by traditional advice, like simply eat more prunes or drink more water, you're going to appreciate a more nuanced approach. Let's move forward with clarity, curiosity, and the understanding that a gentle, consistent plan can make all the difference in how you feel each day. Let's begin by looking at the first fiber supplement and a common misconception that might be preventing you from exploring its benefits. It may surprise you how small adjustments to your diet can set the stage for real, lasting relief. There's a tendency to assume that the same dietary advice we followed in our 40s or 50s will continue working in our 70s and beyond. But our bodies do change with time, and so do our nutritional needs. One of the most tried and true fiber supplements out there is something called psyllium husk. Maybe you've heard of it but dismissed it as a generic remedy in bright orange packaging. There's a misconception floating around that these kinds of fiber supplements are only for extreme cases, or that they'll cause bloating beyond belief. Yet the experience of countless seniors suggests that psyllium husk, when used correctly, can be remarkably gentle and effective at promoting regular bowel movements. Take Anne, for example, who is 73 and has lived in the same cozy home for over 40 years. She's always prided herself on being well-prepared and self-sufficient. When occasional constipation turned into a recurring concern, Anne tried various teas and over-the-counter remedies. While some of them offered short-term relief, she found herself increasingly worried about side effects like cramping and sudden urgency. At her daughter's suggestion, Anne tried adding just a half teaspoon of psyllium husk to her daily routine. She'd mix it into a small glass of water every morning, then follow it with another glass of water to help it settle. The first week, she felt a bit uncertain. Would she experience gas or extra bloating? But by the end of that first week, she noticed a more regular pattern in her bathroom visits. Within a month, her bloating had decreased, and she felt more in control. One piece of science behind psyllium husk is that it's a soluble fiber capable of absorbing water and forming a gentle gel-like consistency in the intestine. This increases the bulk of your stool and helps everything move along more smoothly. The key is moderation. Too much at once can be overwhelming, but small increments, paired with adequate water intake, tend to work well for most people. Another point to keep in mind is timing. Some seniors prefer taking psyllium in the evening to wake up feeling more comfortable, while others take it in the morning to set the tone for the day. Whichever time you choose, consistency is what truly matters. The physical benefits are clearer bowel movements, reduced straining, and potentially fewer uncomfortable bouts of gas. Emotionally, it can bring a sense of relief and security, knowing you have a reliable method to keep your system on track. It's hard to put a price on that sense of calm and assurance that comes from feeling, quite literally, lighter on your feet. This is especially true when social engagements or family gatherings pop up. You can enjoy the company rather than constantly wondering if you'll have to excuse yourself abruptly. If you're worried about mixing medications, it's wise to double-check with your healthcare provider or pharmacist. Generally, psyllium is considered safe, but because it forms a gel, it can slow the absorption of certain medications if taken at the same time. A common approach is to take your meds and your psyllium at different times of day to avoid any clash. Before we move on, remember that a simple shift in your daily habits can have lasting benefits. Have you noticed how much water you drink with your supplements, or how timing affects you differently? If you've ever tried a fiber supplement in the past, I'd love to hear if you found a routine that worked especially well. Now let's explore another fiber type that often gets overshadowed, but may offer a gentler option for those dealing with persistent constipation. Much like psyllium, methylcellulose is a widely used fiber supplement, yet a lot of people think that if psyllium didn't do the trick for them, then all fiber supplements are the same. In reality, different sources of fiber can affect your digestive tract in unique ways. Methylcellulose is actually derived from plant cellulose and is often touted for not causing as much gas or bloating as some other options. That's one common misconception addressed right there. Fiber doesn't have to make you gassy. Often, it depends on the type of fiber and how you integrate it into your daily routine. Consider Henry, who is 78 and used to be a long-distance truck driver. He spent years on the road, eating at roadside diners and surviving on coffee. Once he retired, his digestion issues caught up with him. He tried psyllium, but he felt it bulked up his stool too quickly, leaving him with a sensation he described as being stuffed from the inside out. His doctor suggested he switch to a methylcellulose-based supplement and start at half the recommended dose. Over the next few weeks, Henry noticed that while his stools were still soft and easy to pass, he had far less bloating. For him, the difference was night and day. The science is that methylcellulose is non-fermentable. That means your gut bacteria are less likely to break it down, resulting in fewer gas-producing byproducts. This can be a game changer if you're especially sensitive to bloating, or if you've given up on fiber altogether because it once made you uncomfortable. As with any supplement, you want to drink enough fluids to help it do its job. One tip is to sip on water or herbal tea throughout the day, rather than trying to force yourself to down multiple glasses in one sitting. Some people even flavor their water with a slice of cucumber or lemon to make it more appealing, turning hydration into a small pleasure rather than a chore. Apart from the physical comfort of having less gas, using something like methylcellulose consistently can boost your confidence in social scenarios. Think about it. Instead of dreading that airy pressure in your abdomen during a movie night with friends, you can focus on the film and the conversation. Emotionally, that's a huge relief. When we eliminate the background noise of digestive discomfort, it opens up mental space for more enjoyable things. If you're still on the fence, consider starting with a smaller amount than the label suggests. That way, you can gauge how your body responds and gradually work your way up if needed. Keep in mind, too, that fiber supplements generally need a couple of weeks of consistent use to show their full benefits. It's not an overnight solution, and that can be tough in a world where we're used to quick fixes. Yet the trade-off is worth it, a safer, gentler, and more sustainable approach. As we move forward, you might find yourself wondering, what if I've already tried these first two types of fiber and they didn't do the job? Or maybe you're curious about new, lesser-known options. We have a few more supplements to discuss, and each offers a unique approach that could suit your needs even better. Are you starting to see how variety in fiber types could be the key you've been missing? Think about how different your life could feel once you land on the right match. Another option that doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves is wheat dextrin. Here's a surprising misconception. Many people assume it's just for younger adults or only helps people who want to manage their weight. In reality, wheat dextrin can be quite effective in easing constipation for seniors, thanks to how it interacts with the gut. Wheat dextrin is a soluble fiber that dissolves in water and can help your stool retain moisture, aiding its passage through your intestines. It also supports the growth of beneficial gut bacteria, which is increasingly recognized as vital for overall digestive health. Let me share the story of Marilyn, who is 76 and lives in a retirement community. She loves participating in the community's evening socials, where desserts are often plentiful. Marilyn tried to regulate her system by drinking more water and adding bran flakes to her breakfast, but she still found herself struggling with irregularity. She heard about wheat dextrin from a friend who used it to help lower cholesterol levels. Intrigued, Marilyn gave it a shot by stirring a teaspoon into her morning coffee. It's nearly tasteless, and gradually upping her intake to the recommended amount over a few weeks. To her delight, she experienced more consistent bowel movements and noticed that she felt less weighed down. What makes wheat dextrin particularly interesting is that it may help feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Researchers talk about the gut microbiome like it's a tiny ecosystem. If that ecosystem is unbalanced, you might struggle with issues like bloating, gas, or constipation. By fostering a healthier microbiome, wheat dextrin could contribute to a smoother digestive process overall. Keep in mind that changes to the microbiome can take time, so you might not see dramatic results in just a few days. But the emotional payoff of finally feeling comfortable enough to enjoy a full evening of conversation and laughter, without that nagging sense of urgency, can be enormous. If you're worried about wheat dextrin because of gluten, note that many commercial wheat dextrin supplements are processed to be gluten-free or at least very low in gluten. It's always best to read the label carefully if you have sensitivities or celiac disease. And again, before adding something new to your daily regimen, discussing it with your healthcare provider can help you feel confident and safe. On that note, how are you feeling so far? Have any of these first three options sparked your curiosity or challenged your assumptions? It's common to feel a bit uneasy about trying something new, especially if previous remedies haven't worked out. But consider giving one of these fibers a chance to prove its worth. You might be pleasantly surprised, just like Marilyn was. We have a couple more supplements to explore, each of which brings its own unique angle to digestive health. You may find that one of these upcoming options aligns even more closely with your personal preferences and lifestyle. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on what we've covered. We've looked at three types of fiber supplements: psyllium husk, methylcellulose, and wheat dextrin, each with its own set of characteristics. If any of this resonates with you or sparks questions, go ahead and think about how you might gradually introduce one into your routine. Are there habits you can adjust to make the process smoother, like drinking water at specific times or taking your supplement with a light snack? Sometimes a small tweak in our routine can yield surprising improvements. I'd love to hear what's on your mind, so feel free to share in the comments or jot it down somewhere for your next doctor's appointment. It's time to dive into our fourth fiber supplement, inulin. Many people hear the word inulin and assume it's something exotic or even synthetic, but it's actually a naturally occurring fiber found in foods like chicory root, artichokes, and certain whole grains. One reason people steer clear of inulin is because they've heard it can cause more gas than other fibers. That's partly true. It can be fermentable in the gut, which sometimes leads to bloating. But used in the right amount, inulin can be quite beneficial for seniors who want to encourage regular, comfortable bowel movements. Harold, who is 81, used to think that all fiber is the same. After trying a generic supplement that left him feeling bloated and uncomfortable, he swore off fiber powders entirely. However, during a routine checkup, his physician explained that inulin supports the healthy bacteria in the colon, potentially improving not only bowel regularity, but also overall gut health. Curious, Harold started with a very small dose, a half teaspoon mixed into his morning oatmeal, and slowly built up to a full teaspoon over a month. He noticed that the initial gas he felt during the first few days subsided significantly as his gut got accustomed to the extra support. Eventually, Harold found that inulin offered a gentler routine than he'd anticipated, helping him stay consistent without feeling cramped. The science here ties back to the concept of prebiotics. Inulin is considered a prebiotic fiber, meaning it feeds the beneficial bacteria in your digestive system. When those bacteria flourish, they can help break down food more efficiently and keep your colon healthier overall. The important piece is finding your sweet spot. If you rush into a high dose, you might experience more bloating than you'd like. But if you start low and increase gradually, you can usually avoid the discomfort. The emotional benefit of inulin, especially for those who've struggled with multiple supplements, is hope. Maybe you've tried a handful of fiber products and felt they were too harsh. Inulin can feel like a fresh opportunity, one that not only helps with constipation, but also potentially improves how you absorb nutrients. The ripple effect is an overall boost in energy and well-being, which is invaluable at any age. As always, consult a healthcare provider if you're on medications or have existing conditions like diabetes, since inulin might affect how your body processes sugar. Generally, it's safe, but caution is a friend when making changes that affect your gut. If you're uncertain, consider keeping a simple journal of what you eat, the supplements you take, and how your body responds. Patterns often emerge that can guide you toward a truly individualized approach. We have one more noteworthy fiber supplement to explore. By now, you may see that not all fibers are created equal. Each type has its nuances, and what didn't work for you in the past might not apply to these other options. Sometimes it just takes a bit of experimentation, guided by knowledge and patience, to find the perfect match. Before we jump into the final supplement, let's reflect. Have you learned anything surprising or encouraging so far? Is there a type of fiber you're eager to try out? Having a sense of direction is half the battle. Once you pinpoint an option that resonates with you, it becomes much easier to take the next step. The last fiber supplement on our list is partially hydrolyzed guar gum, PHGG. It may sound complicated, but think of it as a more refined version of guar gum, a common thickener in foods. The partially hydrolyzed part means it's been processed to be easier on your digestive system. One misconception is that guar gum is only for industrial food processing, but PHGG is specifically formulated to help people with digestive concerns, including constipation. It's often praised for being gentle and unlikely to cause the gassiness that some other fibers do, making it a strong contender for seniors who are particularly sensitive. In her early 70s, Rita found herself constantly dealing with sudden, inconvenient bouts of constipation. She'd tried laxatives, but they sometimes worked too well, leading to urgent situations she feared might happen while out with friends. Rita's neighbor, who had dealt with similar issues, suggested PHGG. Rita was skeptical. She'd never heard of it and worried about potential side effects. But after reading up on it, she decided to mix a small amount into her morning yogurt. Within a couple of weeks, she felt a gentle, noticeable improvement in her regularity. More importantly, there were no dramatic surprises, which helped her regain confidence in planning social outings. The science behind PHGG involves its partially broken down structure, which allows your body to benefit from the fiber without overly stimulating gas production. It's also known to help maintain a healthy gut environment. Some even argue that PHGG might help with minor issues like occasional diarrhea or irregular bowel habits, making it versatile if your digestive patterns fluctuate. The key point is that it's designed to be kind to the digestive tract, offering a moderate increase in stool bulk and easier passage without causing sudden or extreme changes. Physically, adopting PHGG can lead to less discomfort, reduced straining, and a more predictable pattern of bowel movements. Emotionally, it can free you from the worry that something might go wrong when you're away from home. There's a certain peace in trusting your body's rhythms again, especially if you've spent years trying one remedy after another, only to end up disappointed. By this point, you've seen how each supplement has its own story, its own science, and its own practical considerations. What resonates most with you? If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer number of options on store shelves, hopefully this conversation clarifies how fiber supplements differ. You don't have to force yourself to stick with something that doesn't feel right. Instead, you can tailor a choice to your unique preferences, lifestyle, and comfort levels. We've covered a wealth of information: psyllium husk, methylcellulose, wheat dextrin, inulin, and partially hydrolyzed guar gum. Each type addresses constipation slightly differently, which is why seniors who have struggled with one type might find relief in another. The real question is, what will you do with this information? Have you identified a type of fiber you'd like to explore further? Are you ready to talk to your doctor or pharmacist about making a small, strategic change in your daily routine? It's amazing how something as simple as a bit more bulk in your stool can translate to big improvements in your daily quality of life. Let's tie this all together so you can see the bigger picture and feel inspired to take a confident step toward better digestive health. Remember back when this conversation began, and we talked about the discomfort and uncertainty constipation can create in daily life? If you've felt held back by bloating, irregularity, or the fear of unexpected bathroom emergencies, it's worth noting that these issues do not have to define your days. By learning about different fiber supplements, psyllium husk, methylcellulose, wheat dextrin, inulin, and partially hydrolyzed guar gum, you've gained insight into varied options that seniors like you have used to regain control and comfort. Each option offers a path toward greater ease, but it's natural to feel hesitant to try something new, especially if you've been burned by ineffective or overly harsh remedies before. That hesitation can be protective. It keeps us from jumping too quickly into yet another disappointment. But if you do nothing, the status quo remains, and the status quo might be holding you back from social events, travel, or simply enjoying a full night's sleep without digestive worries. Perhaps one of these supplements has caught your eye. Maybe you're intrigued by how inulin promotes a healthier gut microbiome, or you're drawn to the gentler approach of partially hydrolyzed guar gum. The next step is to open the door to testing a small change. Talk with your healthcare provider to confirm that this choice is compatible with any medications you might be taking. Then, start slow. Give your body the time to adjust. Track your progress with a little journal or mental notes. You may discover that within a week or two, you feel lighter, less bloated, and more at ease. Sometimes life changes feel overwhelming, but incorporating a fiber supplement is often a manageable adjustment. You don't need to revamp your entire lifestyle overnight. You can keep doing the activities you love, staying engaged with the people who matter to you. The key is to be consistent. A teaspoon of your chosen supplement each day, plenty of water, and a watchful eye on how your body responds can be all it takes to shift your digestive habits in a positive direction. If you found this video helpful, consider sharing it with friends or family who may also be dealing with constipation. You can also hit the subscribe button or like this video to stay connected for more senior-friendly health discussions. Or if you prefer a quieter approach, take this information, talk it over with someone you trust, or mention it at your next doctor's appointment to see if it makes sense for you. The important thing is to keep the conversation going, both with yourself and with the people who support you. Ultimately, the goal here is not just to avoid a bit of discomfort. It's to open up the possibility of a life with fewer digestive distractions, more energy to spend on the things you truly enjoy, and greater peace of mind. Think of it as making a small investment into a more comfortable, fulfilling future. You've come this far in learning about your options, so why not take that extra step and see which path fits you best? You have the wisdom and experience to make the decisions that serve you well. Age may bring its challenges, but it also brings a deeper understanding of your own body and a clarity about what truly matters. With the right information and a willingness to explore, you can stand at the crossroads of knowledge and action, choosing a route that leads to improved comfort and confidence. Here's to taking that next step and to enjoying every moment with renewed ease in your daily life.